Welcome friends. I welcome you all to one more session of my talk regarding coronavirus, and so far I have given some talks about corona, how to combat corona, how we can increase our body resistance to counter the corona. Many side chains, like protein has a side chain. I have given you many tips according to your body condition, according to your body's performance, according to the structure of our body. Now we move into one more aspect which is not explored often, but it is also there. Hereafter, there won't be any biomedical or biological approach or synthetic approach. Hereafter, I believe it is going to be electron war. So we are going to talk about bioelectrons. As in my previous talk, I talked about the atomic structure of few herbs and food items, what we are consuming every day. It is a very long subject and a very long study. So, electrons play an important role in atoms. Atoms, if you call an atom in neutral state, it will have equal number of electrons and protons. Okay. When there is a difference occurs in electron, it is called an ion. If an atom can lose an electron, it is called a positive ion. If an atom can gain an electron, it is called a negative ion. Here we use in an opposite sense. Usually positive is something, a positive mind is gaining something, but here in the world of electron, it is quite opposite. So sodium, it is a cation. It is always prepared to lose one electron. Chlorine is an anion. It is always ready to gain gain an electron. So many of our fields, many of our herbs, or many of our systems will have either one or this. In certain places it is atom is neutral, but in all other places they mostly remain as ions. So this is the world of ion. Positive ions are called cations. They always lose an electron. Negative ions are anions. They always gain an electron. So this being the case, we have a field around us, ionic field around us. That if we know that, we can prepare our house, we can prepare our environment to combat the virus. And negative ion state always works against bacteria and virus. That is why I think it is relevant to mention it in this series of talk. So, and negative ions, they have actually many positive effect on us. But the positive ions, they have negative effect on us. But usually people, they tend to think that certain herbs, certain precious stones, they think that it is positive on us. But actually they are negative ions. They may have, but they think that it is positive effect. But positive effect is true, but they are called negative ions. So we have to categorize the environment around us. It is going to be a very small talk. Just understand, we are in an ionic field. Many of our salts, many of our bio combinations play a role like this. They are mostly negative ions, and also we are living, our earth is a magnetic field. It is permanent magnetic field. But we too have a magnetic field inside our body, and in the atmosphere we have many electronic gadgets, and they are all electromagnets, induction, induction or stimulation all around us. There has to be an electrical circuit in which there should be an electron movement which does so many things. That is not the aim of our study here. We just study what an ion can do to our body. So this happens, positive ions and negative ions. happen all around us. So we will understand what type of positive ions are around us, and we will understand what type of negative ion environment is around us. That will help us to keep our house, keep our body always in a negative ionic state. For that, we must understand certain ideas. So, what are the places where negative ions are very rich? I can mention three places along the beach side. Along the beach side. So after this hibernation, you go to beach only to get yourself in the surrounding of negative ions. That will affect your body in a very positive way. But you should not remain there for a very long time, but definitely go to beach side. First place. Second place, waterfalls. Huge waterfalls. When there is a splash of water in the air, they causes for negative ions. So waterfalls are very good place for negative ions. A common field in the plain ground has a certain effect, but woods, mountains, they are all good places for negative ions. So when we go to Ooty or Kodaikanal or any mountain stations, we go there only to acquire or only to be among or only to be inside negative ion environment. Okay. So hereafter when you go to Ooty, you keep it in your mind that you are going to a very pleasant place. But we have spoiled Ooty, Kodaikanal and all hill stations, and it is almost like our city, and they are bombarded with all types of unwanted things, and it is still remaining there. Okay, leave it that. Now inside our house, what is best environment? All our household electronic items, they emit positive ions. This is very strange and it is true. All the electronic gadgets we have around us, they emit positive ions. Our huge televisions, our huge microwave ovens, our huge refrigerators. So when a 21 inches TV can emit so much, 65 inches television can emit too many positive ions in our environment. So many of the electrical appliances, many lights, wherever there is an electron movement involved, this happens. Though in a very strange manner, it goes against our good health. So hereafter, we must know that we have been pushed into a corner by all these electronic improvements and inventions. That apart, how we can counter this positive, only these two areas I try to, it's a very big subject. Only these two areas I am talking about. Most of the earthly materials, stones, rocks, precious stones, they all have negative ion charge in them. So, but if you wear a crystal or a precious stone, it cannot emit so much of negative ion that it can correct our entire body. It is not true. Only certain portion. And some people think that certain herbal seeds or herbal nuts, they also have negative ions, so they use this Rutraj and all in their around their neck. Some people are wearing crystals, but actually they are not that much effective. They have a negative ion, but not that much. One more thing about this negative ion matter. How to find them around us? Those plants which have needle-like ending leaves definitely have negative ion discharge. The first possible approach is neem tree leaves. That is why people are using neem tree leaves. Do not attach any religious or do not attach any false beliefs to such happenings. Somehow they have found it. All the sharp needle-like edged leaves, they release more negative ions. That is why neem tree helps, gives a negative ion surrounding. Same way, in foreign also, there are many leaves, but they do not attach any religious custom to that. When you go to a mountain, you will find only needle-shaped leaved trees. For instance, pine tree. When you visit Ooty or Kodaikanal, don't take selfies and don't take photos standing in the pine tree forest. Just go for a walk for at least 30 minutes. You can gain so much so that you can keep your health for some more days. So make it a practice to visit hill stations, any hill station. Make it a practice to visit there. If you enter into Ooty, if you just cross Barlier, you get that eucalyptus oil smell in the air. So those eucalyptus leaves are needle shaped. I mean sharp edged thing. It is there. In any rhododendron tree, clerodendron tree, all those trees, if you go higher and higher in altitude, there will be plants which help you to combat that surrounding and that environment. I call this creation. No one can plant a tree which can withstand in a plain, in a mountain area. Mountain has very specific trees in very high altitudes. So believe all these things. Do not be suspicious about the environment around you. Same way, leaves with a round shape, they have more positive ion discharge. Now you come to this idea why we are against that Karuvela Maram. You know, all small trees like what you have? Rounded leaves. Now you look at the leaves of fig tree, banyan tree, they all have full load of negative ion discharge. People who lived in the past never knew that about electrons, protons or an atom. They knew atom, there is a minutest part in anything, but they never split an atom or they never fused an atom. Okay, fig trees, banyan trees and all, they release wonderful negative ion charge. That is why for infertility, people used to go around fig tree and neem tree. It is culmination of negative ion charge. I am not speaking anything for or against. I bring you simple science, very simple science which you learned from your fifth standard, learned from your fifth standard or sixth standard. The health wise, I diversify it. There is a division, there is a pointed towards all these things. So, this tamarind tree, that also has very small leaves, rounded leaves. When there is a positive ion discharge, too much of charged body cannot withstand. So it is a custom to ask people not to sleep under a tamarind tree. If you sleep for a longer time, there will be a charge around you which will disturb your system and will be startled to get up from your sleep. Mostly people say that there was a demon, some pisasu hit them. They go into a type of nightmare. And see, this is a scientific proof of many other things. Physically, we cannot see any ghost. Ghost is totally different. That is why spirit and soul, no one can see others' spirit or soul. It is their own realm of a vast space. It can never be filled. It is so open that you can develop it, you can inculcate it for a very good cause. So my aim of this talk is only to know about negative ions. I will add some more to that. Now coming to virus, negative ions always help the body for quick healing. Keep it in mind. So in your indoor plants, if you are interested, hereafter you must be interested in indoor plants, find out something like aloe vera. Aloe vera is needle shaped. It is sharp end a type of gel-like leaves it has. Like aloe vera, there are so many botanical indoor plants. Go for them. When you keep, that is why they keep bamboo also inside. What negative ions do, they always stimulate oxygen molecule. So when there is a severe storm, there is a hurricane, the water particles in the air, in the clouds, among the clouds, they are discharged by lightning strike. So these things, they stimulate oxygen molecules, same time nitrogen molecules, and they help nature to get its fertility intact. But unfortunately, we used a lot of synthetic urea and made it infertile. That apart, negative ions, keep this in mind. Negative ions keep virus and bacteria in check. So when there is a negative ion environment around you, they always survive. Now you must know, now go to Spain and France and check for yourself how many people from mountains are affected with coronavirus. There is no difference in European countries between plain and mountains. Mountains, there are no hill stations like we have in India, but there are some villages still there. So their climatic condition in the plain area is very conducive for the growth of virus. But virus and bacteria actually play a very important role in the nature to balance it. Same way, if there is a serious imbalance between positive ions and negative ions, the environment itself will become lethal or fatal to many living beings. Keep all these things in mind. I have not explained very deeply or in a very detailed manner, but always keep this. You are in an electronic world. Your body has many electrons. The whole thing is electronic, electronic and electronics. So hereafter it is going to be electronic medicines. But do not think that somebody will give a shock to you. It is not so. But that environment, electronic environment, this is also a field of research. Hereafter, the youngsters, instead of studying ECE, ENA and all the subjects, government should form a faculty, government should form an educational system highlighting this. How an environment can be kept in a negatively charged area or positively charged area. How we can segregate. Many offices, many factories, many malls are actually positively charged. Avoid going there. I am not saying this. Research says this. You can find for yourself in the internet by clicking for negative ions or positive ions. There are so many plenty of other informations rich in the internet to give you or improve your understanding in this particular field. So I come to a conclusion in the whole series of talks. Everything related to virus, everything related to your immune system, everything related to the environment, and everything related to combating this virus. And it is my assertion that there may be more dangerous virus in future unless we correct our environment, personal life, personal thought, everything. I have to tell you something. See, when we are very specific about positive and negative, when we are very specific without our knowledge, when we are exposed to electrical and electronic onslaught on us, we have to correct our ideas in certain other areas also. It may not be relevant here, but it is my duty and compulsion to tell all these things to you. Creation, nature because of creation has a specific purpose. Okay, we find a lot of insects, we find a lot of animals, we find a lot of human beings. But human beings are special and very peculiar and particular to the creation, the nature. Okay, you look at any insect or any animal, say that they do not go for unwanted relationship. A male always goes after a female. They never try anything with a male. Females, they don't try anything with a female. And same way, a cat never goes to a dog. A dog never goes to a bear. They all look similar. Wolf may come to a dog, but an elephant will never come to a mouse. Please understand what I am trying to tell you. But in the past few decades, what happened? We became very licentious. Licentious in unwanted relationship. Three areas I want to highlight to close this series of talk. Three areas I have to definitely mention. In my Tamil talk, I think, or about hormones, I should speak. One more talk is there. I will talk about hormones. In that, I specifically say that in 28 days women's cycle, first 7 days are safe. Next 15 days are unsafe. Last 7 days are safe. This is a provision in nature. Even animals, only during that unsafe period, they allow their counterpart to come near them. Even lions do that. Unnecessarily, they do not allow their males to come near them. They chase them out. Though lion is in a very good fashionable state with funky hair and all, they cannot invite a lioness without the interest of a lioness. First, they all live as a family. 4, 5 lioness all will be together. A male lion, so far there is no attempt, they are allowed. But when they attempt without any purpose or without any out of desire, that funky fellow will be chased away. You can see this in National Geographic and Discovery Channel. What I am saying is truth. Okay. So even animals maintain their distance. But here humans have a provision. First 7 days, please do not take it as a cue for those people who are without a marriage, those who are trying to live together. Don't take it as a clue. It is a warning. Next 15 days are unsafe and last 7 days are safe. So how to be with God and how to be in family, any age. So far the female is ready to get conceived. This cycle should happen. But in modern day life, many girls, they miss their period cycle time. Either it is extended or it is shortened. In that case, this formula will not work. So what you do, once you want a child, be with your wife on the middle 15 days. Once you do not want the child, be with your wife on the other 15 days. So there is 50, even nature balances in that. So 50-50 chances. If you are God fearing, if you are God believing, I'll tell you, when you are with your wife, don't think about God. Think about your family. The other 15 days, you be with God. When you want a child, other 15 days, you pray to God to give you a child. If you do not want a child, this is biological cycle. Okay, this is the limit provided by nature in creation. Beyond that, if you try to attempt anything not between the sexes, one-sided, it is a crime. It is a crime against nature. I do not bring God here. It is a crime against creation. You are disturbing a biological clock. You are disturbing a biological cycle. Keep always this mind. At least after this corona attack, if you want a new society and a new humanity, please forget all those nonsense. Let all be buried as a thing of past. The next thing, when there is such a provision, how you cannot control your mind and go for an abortion? When this century, or even in olden days, people knew, but not according to science, but they knew, definitely they knew. It is moving beyond sexual limits, moving beyond the assigned purposeful, useful provision spoiled the nation. It is in this world for past many thousands of years. Now it is too much. Please, please, I do not try to say that it is a curse, coronavirus is a curse. But please understand one point, when coronavirus has protein, when it can help a plant to withstand severe drought and severe cold, it was natural. It was not supernatural, it was not unnatural. When they diverted to other animals, their protein got disturbed. When they got diverted to humans, their protein disturbed, our protein also is disturbed. So these type of acts will definitely will have a bearing on the health of anybody. At least now, let us realize, let us have a control of mind. I'm very sorry to share all these things. Please understand. In my 64 years of life, what I have seen as a crime, I am sharing with you. As I told you, hereafter saving and sharing. Save all this knowledge. Save all, including your fertility issues. You need to save. Then you share with your assigned partner. Entire community, even illiterate communities, they do that only after a ritual or an assigned celebration, a marriage. Do not think yourself that you are too intelligent to again go against nature. Now no intelligence can help you. No military intelligence can help you. Which military intelligence can spot a virus on this table? We have so many surveillance system. We have the latest surveillance system. Many countries have satellites revolving around, orbiting around our earth, which can focus down to this room size. Even it can record what I am speaking now. It is called intelligence. We believe in artificial intelligence. Which intelligence can show to your naked eyes that there is a virus in this place? There is a bacteria to some, but virus. No. Human intelligence very badly failed. Bow down. Kneel down. You have to kneel down before the creation nature. Please understand my anxiety. Let it be a contagious disease on you. Anxiety and good knowledge be contagious around us. So saying all these things, my friends, thank you very much for listening. So I am trying to highlight only good things around me. Good, be good, 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 good.